Let's take a look around a former RAF airbase. It's Silverstone, 3.660 miles, 18 turns, and some of the best corners on the planet. It's Bethlehem for Formula One. This is where it all started in 1950. Get a good exit out of the last corner club, across the line and hurtle down towards turn 1 at Abbey. 8th gear flat out, lift over to 7th, then just coast down towards Farm, back to full throttle. First heavy wheel braking spot down all the way, 3rd gear into Village. Two tight left-handers coming up, the loop as well, which opens up the throttle slightly before a fast attack into Aintree. DRS open as you enter down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, reaching maximum RPM as well. Fly the car in 5th gear, control the acceleration as well through Brooklands into Lovefield. Double apex corner as well. Be careful not to make the car slide out as well. And attack through a long sweeping right across the National Start Straight at Woodcote. Next up, it's the fearsome Cops corner. If you can take it flat out, perfect, but don't be afraid to brake and lift down to 7th gear. Attack back to full throttle for the first 2 parts of the Maggotts-Beckett complex. Flat out before lifting slightly as well, 7th gear. Beckett requires quite a lot of braking as well, down to 5th gear as you attack onto Chapel now. Open up the DRS once again and down the Hangar Straight. Once again, the engine is singing as you head down towards Stowe, named because of the Stowe School just behind the grandstand. Flick the car in, 5th gear corner as well. Down the slight crest, down towards the pit lane entrance, in towards the Vale chicane. Brake at 70 metres into 3rd gear, flick the car into the left, then the right. It becomes double almost apex because it leads into Club at turn 18, across the control line, and that is a lap of Silverstone. Hello everybody, welcome to the FIA Formula 3 Championship here at Silverstone for the opening race of the weekend. World feed underway in about 2 minutes time. We'll cross over and get that noise as well. Jess is trackside. I must point out at JB Motorsports YT on Twitter. The link will be in the comments section in a few moments when I can get to it. And honestly, Jess being trackside, brilliant. She's going to give us all the information we need throughout the weekend. First race then, alongside me is Synthel and Tom. And since Adam, you saw an interesting qualifying yesterday. A few penalties have been applied. It's put Johnny Edgar and Sebastian Montoya currently at the front of the grids. But it could have been pole for Murray Boyer, but track limits, unfortunately, has put him out down to 16th place on the grid. So it should be fun. And Jess has just texted me, it's raining. Spots of rain. So a wet F3 race is coming up.
Oh, it's okay. So it's just started to rain, so that's going to be interesting. How wet is it going to be at the start? Are they going to try and
I think we dry.
Slicks, or are they going to start out on the wets immediately? You don't really want to make a pit stop in Formula 3. So that's going to be interesting to see. And yes, with the qualifying as well, we've seen it's going to be very great, and this is going to be very exciting.
A lot to look forward to then, Tom. You've got around about 10 seconds. Welcome. How's the cricket and tennis going? Okay?
Yep. It's going okay. I enjoyed doing the Andy Murray game the other day, but thanks for having me on this, Josh.
Pleasure. Nice to have you for Silverstone. Okay, here it comes then. The first race weekend of the day, and it's going to be here for Formula 3's sprint race. Qualifying.
Of the FIA Formula 3 Championship at Silverstone would not disappoint. Sadly, it would be an early end to the session for Dino Peganovic as he had an engine blowout. But for the rest, they were pushing the limits around the circuit, finding the edges of the circuit. And that led to some fantastic battles for pole positions as drivers did everything they could. But out front, it would be a first pole position for Leo Fornaroli.
Hello everybody and welcome to FIA Formula 3 here at Silverstone. It's round 6 of the campaign and the British Grand Prix is upon us. And there's a little bit of threat of rain in the air as well, just what we like to see before the start of one of the most energetic sprint races on the calendar. Sebastian Montoya inherits pole position after Murray Boyer got a track limits violation alongside him on the front row of the grid. Will place Johnny Edgar, then Taylor Barnard, Franco Colapinto and Luke Browning. Alongside me in the commentary box is Synthel and Tom. Down in the pit lane area we've got Josh T and Omi. Trackside we've got Jess Bull. Here is the grid. So Sebastian Montoya lines up pole position. Alongside him is Johnny Edgar. Taylor Barnard is third. Franco Colapinto fourth. Luke Browning takes fifth with Gabriel Mini in sixth. Paul Aron goes seventh. Gabriel Bortoletto in eighth. Christian Mansell ninth on the grid. 10th goes to Jose Maria Marti. Ollie Goethe is still a thing around that name. I've spoken to 4 journalists overnight. They've all said 2 for Goethe and 2 for Goleth. So it's pretty much up in the air. But Ollie G is, we're going to call him, he's in 11th position. Leonardo Fornaroli in 12th. Gregoire Saucy 13th. Hugh Barter 14th. Zach O'Sullivan in 15th. Maria Boyer is 16th. 17th on the grid for Cara Colette. Had a numerous track limits deletions. Caleb Frederick in 18th. Nikita Bedrin 19th. Mackenzie Cresswell 20th. Rafael Villagomez 21st. Tommy Smith takes up in 22nd position. Further down on the timing screen as well, Nicola Tussilo 23rd. Maxwell Esterson as well on his debut, the American driver replacing Hunter Yanis 24th. Oliver Gray is 25th. And then we get Ida Kerr in 26th. Alessandra Garcia is 27th. Sophia Flörsch 28th. Roberto Ferrer 29th. And Dino Beganovic, after having an engine problem in qualifying, has been permitted to start and is at the back of the grid. 18 laps ahead of us then, as we've got an aborted start procedure. So I'm hearing the klaxon in the background, so I believe that is an aborted start procedure, and it is, I believe. So we're just double checking because we've got tyres coming back onto the grid, we've got mechanics looking around. That is the klaxon to indicate that we are in a delay procedure, but I don't think it's to put the cars back on. I'm seeing numerous mechanics running backwards towards the back of the grid because the pit exit. So are we in a, I think that's it is raining. It is raining harder. Jess has just texted me. We can see it, pictures up here now. So the start is delayed due to the weather conditions.
Yeah.
It has really started raining since. And now the start is delayed. That's what that klaxon was. It will now start at 1/2 the hour. So we're into a 10-minute procedure as the rain has come down. Thank God Jess has got a coat.
I think that's because everyone's on the slicks, and that's not safe. That's really not safe.
Well, the same.
If you look at the weather now.
Is that I'm thinking right at the back of the field, one of the we've got Roberto Ferrer on wet tyres, so he's got that strategy call spot on. But yes, formation lap will now start at 9:30, so we're in a 10-minute delay. Not good, is it, Tom? But that rain, we knew it was coming, and they should have already anticipated it, as Ferrer did.
Well, no, because you've got to be prepared to start the race in the conditions that are right now. So they put slicks on, and then obviously it's changed very quickly, as it often does in England. But you can't go out and risk it staying dry, and you know ending up in the barriers because your tyres are messed up completely. But anyway, they'll get these changed relatively quickly, and I think right call to let them change for 10 minutes. Obviously, they only have wet tyres in F3. There's no intermediates, which is going to be even more interesting.
And the only thing I'm worried about is the fact is that are we now going to go where they're going to go to wet and the track's going to dry out, because there's only a 40% chance of that rain coming in as well. Jess is in the covered grandstand area, so she is in the areas, but I don't know, looking at it, as an Englishman watching their own clouds, I'm going to say that is rain. That it's going to rain heavier, and it did look like it, didn't it, when we looked at the BRDC clubhouse. So, yeah. I want to see MotoGP banner there. That's quite nice. Or is anything? As I can see. I'm looking at constantly the cars to see if I can see any drips. There we go. Yeah, it's raining quite heavy drops of water since, so it looks like we're going to have a wet race. That's going to be a lot of fun for Formula 3.
Yeah, I was really excited because everyone was on the slicks. I thought this is going to be very interesting at the start, and I'm going to see some pit stops very soon. But the FIA decided it's not safe enough, and they just want everyone to change onto the wet tires. That's why we got this delay, I suppose.
I believe with this procedure, they might start the formation up behind the safety car, akin to what we saw last weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix. But they shouldn't need to have that, as they put the wheel nuts back on as well. Now, usually the driver presses the brake during that as well, so that the wheel disc doesn't rotate while putting it on. And it is actually properly raining now. As give us a wave. Hello, everybody. Give us a wave. Good morning. Sir wearing a pink shirt. That's very brave of you. Let's hear from Kai Colette.
See what Kai Colette has to say.
What's the weather prediction? It will keep raining or not?
More rain coming. Normally it's heavy rain coming. This is the prediction.
Heavy rain is coming. Right. How do I text Jess saying heavy rain coming in as well?
Josh.
Go on, Josh T. Hello.
I've had a look at the radar quickly, and between 12 o'clock and 12:30, which I believe is just before the start of F1 FP3, is going to absolutely chuck it down.
How do I do a happy dance? That's what I want to know. You might notice that the main light is off up here in the commentary box. That's because yesterday the light was on for the first few hours, and it got so hot I actually got heat stroke. It hit me later on in the evening. So I had to literally sort of just go bang, and that is a heavy rain cloud coming in right now over the circuit. So that's going to be a lot of fun. A green patch coming, multiple as well. So that rain is going to get heavier. So the main light is going to be off until practice 3 later on as well, which is good. JD's Dear Nat says, here comes the carnage. JD says, good morning. Is everyone here in Australia? Here is pole position for F1 tomorrow. Good evening here in Australia. Good morning, good evening everybody over there listening to us in Australia. Who's going to be on pole for F1? Max Verstappen. Since, what about you?
Max Verstappen.
Tom?
Sergio Perez.
Oh, cheek.
I'm just being silly. It's Max.
Okay, I forgot you've got your new headset, haven't you? So I need to turn you up actually a little bit back to where you were. Just coming in, let's go down to Omi, because on JB Motorsports 2 last night, Omi did sort of like a fan forum wrap-up day as well, which was quite good, like the F1 show. And it was quite fun. I enjoyed watching that. You and Josh T, and Jess was trying to get there, but she got a train delay for an hour, which is bad. Hopefully tonight she can make it. But I gave you all the tour of the com box. It was all quite fun. Omi, down there in the pits, how did you find it last night? I think that worked quite well.
It did, and it will be happening again today and tomorrow. So, yeah, it is starting to rain though quite a bit. And Josh, what time did you say it's coming in again?
That's you, JT.
Heavy rain's expected between 12 and 12:30.
So that would be
60 seconds, Omi.
running.
Not expected to be any harder than this in terms of level of water. And on and off for the next 40 minutes.
So, not expected to be any harder than this and on and off for the next 40 minutes, despite the fact it's raining harder than it is now down at turn 3. Okay, that's all good. Back to you, Omi, and Josh T.
So then that would be at the end. That would be in the last 30 minutes of the F1 practice, and it could affect the F2. If it does depend on how much it does rain. So yeah, but we do have a bit of a delay here, sadly. But hopefully we'll be getting going.
Tell you what, Tom, one thing I love here with 5 minutes to go now, signal given, is the fact is that it's raining in one half of the track and bright sunshine at Club. It can only happen in Silverstone, this level of water, at different parts of the circuit.
Well, or Spa, or Le Mans.
I was about to say Spa, yeah.
Yeah, or Nürburgring. But yes, okay, only at Spa, only at Silverstone, we'll go along with that. It's temperamental.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm not convinced those weather radars are correct. I think it could just be a shower. And if so, those wet tyres are going to be very, very pointless after a couple of laps, which adds a little bit of strategy to it. Because how many laps is the race?
18.
18. So you could have a stop where we get around lap 10, and then you question, is it even worth coming into the pits? But I can see a few drivers, Zach Sullivan, for example, Not even bothered with the wets.
No, he's going to stay brave on the dries. That's a good call. I think the stewards have given them 10 minutes if they want to change over, but now that it's sort of passing, I think the track is going to be wet at the exterior of the circuit there. That's going to be a problem. Pulsar Montoya has stayed on slick tyres. Very used slick tyres by the look of it. They're the hards though, so they should be okay. I don't know, it's going to be a little bit chaotic, this one. I've got a feeling do you remember Austria we had this, where where was it, F3 or F2, one of the series, they started on wet tyres after a delay, and then everybody came in for the dries, because it was just too much. We had this back in a week ago, so it's not over yet.
You really want to nail the strategy, because you don't want to make a pit stop in Formula 3. That's going to cost you way too much time. If other people start on the other tires, you can just finish the race on that compound.
If it were me, I'm on slicks at the moment.
I would put slicks. I wouldn't go wet. I would risk it for slicks. Because there's no spray, is there? So you may as well.
JT says, is next year I heard all F1 cars are going to be electric. Well, I would change your source on that, because no, that's not happening.
All that is happening is 2026 is that we're using the MGU-H, which is the heat sink battery saver of the car, and we're going to keep the kinetic energy. So basically just the heat is going to be thrown away. And I think there's a push for more hybrid technology with the synthetic fuels and the engine regulations, but it's not going to be that bad. 2026 is actually going to be quite fun in terms of what we're going to see. So we're in a delay. If you're just joining us here on JB Motorsports, due to a brief shower, they've put it as in a 10-minute delay. And this is what I love about Silverstone, look. Look at Dino Bogdanovic. There's not enough grid slots at Silverstone. He's actually round the corner. Here he is on board. He's round the last corner. Everyone's just saying, well, why don't you just move the grid slot one down? It should be possible, but there's 30 cars in this. And they go right round the corner. A bit like the old Silverstone. Go on.
I don't like it. I think it's wrong.
It is
what
wrong,
it is, because you're at a disadvantage compared to everyone else. I mean, yeah, I think it's silly, and you know, if your straight can't fit 30 cars on it, then don't have 30 grid slots.
Yeah. There's a new feature this weekend that has been tested in Formula 1 a couple of times, but is now being made mandatory, is that the drivers can now hear the audio beeps in their ears that we hear at home for the start lights. So the drivers know, and it is actually now raining on the grid again. So it is now raining on the grid once again, as we see Maxwell Esterson there replacing Hunter Yarni at the Carling. So yeah, the drivers now for across all series, as that is sand or something along those lines. No, it's paint, isn't it? Some sort of yellow
Orange.
paint. Yeah. Oh, it's from the grid slot. It's stuck on the grid slot. That's freshly painted for Ida Cohen. Yeah, formation at 9 2 minutes. So yeah, what's going to happen is the drivers from now on across all series, in their ears, can hear the FIA start light beeps. So the beeps we hear, you hear as well. They hear as well. And it's not from FOM anymore. The FIA themselves put the beeps in as a light signal procedure. What does everyone think of the beeps? I didn't like them to begin with. I'm still sort of here and there about them. Seth, what do you think about the start light beeps?
I like them. I think it builds up the excitement a little bit more. It's part of the start. I like it.
Tom?
But there was something really badass about the silence, wasn't there?
Yeah.
It would just be silent onto the grid. I mean, that builds tension far more than beeps. But then again, of all the things in the world to worry about, I think start light beeps are probably pretty low down the order. So I'll concede this one.
I think the beeps we had originally, when they did this in Austria in 2018, as we begin the formation lap now, the beeps we had in Austria 2018, they were like beep, beep, and it was like, what the hell is that? It sounded like Mario Kart was starting the race. It was like a really cheesy fanfare. And then we had a very high-pitched beep, beep, and now we've sort of got like a dud with a heartbeat behind it. That's quite okay. They're all right at the moment. I would rather them not be there, but they're all right at the moment. The only thing is that for those of you listening on JB Motorsports on the radio, you know what light we're on. That's pretty much it, because the beeps come in. But the one we've got now is okay. I didn't like we've gone through 3 variations of them since 2018. But go back, honestly, on F1 TV, look at the 2018 Austrian Grand Prix, turn Crofty off, and listen to the beeps. They're terrible. Top three.
Lately in the race pace, we've been working on it late at night, really trying as hard as we can to get this race pace. I hope tomorrow finally we can get some good result. Even if it's not a podium, I just want some really strong points and a strong race, so in the future we can have some more good results, but obviously a podium would be really nice, especially at my home race.
Well, hopefully I can get a good start, and then, yeah, I'd really like to get a podium. But yeah, if it's possible, I'd love to win at home. Yeah, some rains may be forecast, which could make it interesting, but I don't really mind what the conditions are because, yeah, in the wet, the team did a really good job last week. So I think either conditions, we have a good car.
P1.
Yeah, considering I'm going to be starting on the front row, I think the main thing is just finish on the podium. Same thing in Australia. I think I've come a long way from Australia. In Australia, we started P1. I was able to get a good start and stay in the lead, then just fight at the front. And I think that's exactly what I have to do tomorrow. I think the speed I have now is currently a bit better than where it was at the beginning of the season. And now I have a bit more experience. I know it's a bit difficult considering that this is a track I haven't raced at before. But with the team, we've prepared quite well. We've looked at races from the past, and hopefully if the weather stays dry, it can be a good one. And if it's wet, then we enjoy it.
I was about to say, it looks dry out there, Tom. As you say, stay on slicks. It does not look wet at all.
No, it's a false alarm. In fact, the sun's out.
Yeah.
So it's even if it's slightly wet, that will dry up in no time at all. It's just a bit of a tiptoe. This is where you use the formation lap to get an eye for those conditions. Make sure that you get the tyres into temperature as well, and maybe you're a little bit tentative off the race start. I wonder.
No one's on wets.
No. I think I saw Saucy, who was on the wet. One of the ARTs, I think it's Gregory Saucy.
Let's have a look. There he is.
Decided to start on the wets, but that's basically the only one, I think.
I think you're right.
Maybe one more in the back.
I think you are bang on there. Saucy's the only one on wet tyres as they come in. It's a little bit in the air. It's now dry, but we are expecting showers, so heavier rain can blow in. There is the official starters. It's not a pre-programmed launch anymore. It is now mandatory to hold them whenever the lights go out. They determined between 3 to 5 seconds they will push the button and the lights will be released. Dino Beganovic at the back. Green flag. Here come the beeps. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights at Silverstone. Lights out, race on, good start from Sebastian Montoya. Brilliant start from Dino Beganovic, actually. As now on the inside, Johnny Edgar is going to go battling with Taylor Barnard. He's going to go around the outside into Abbey and take second position. There's a car off straight away. 3 cars, 4, 5 cars, cutting the corner at Abbey into the loop. And now as well, it's Montoya leading with Edgar in second. And now breaking round the outside goes Maria Boy. There's cars off everywhere. There's a yellow flag out on the circuit as we come down into Aintree and the Wellington Straight. Montoya leading from Colapinto. Barnard, Edgar, Browning, Aaron, Mini, Bortoletto as they swing round the outside. There's Rainston in the background as well. And up into second position goes Franco Colapinto. Demon start from him. Demon start from Montoya, though, so they're still battling coming through Brooklands and Luffield.
Yeah, very good start. And especially Colapinto is the one car slightly into the gravel trap there on the exit of Luffield.
Bortoletto.
And Colapinto is still in second place. Gonna maybe try and attack for first. And the two Campos going side by side towards Cops corner around the outside. Very good start there from one of the Campos.
Mansell going round the outside at Cobbs. Marty now going to take the inside line to Maggott and Beckett and gets through. Brilliant couple of corners. They're still side by side. Mansell doesn't want to give up. Marty doesn't want to give up. Yellows and greens flashing all the way around the circuit as we head down the Wellington Straight. It's bone dry here as well as they try and search around for the grip, as now Colapinto has been passed by Taylor Barnard. Great start there, Tom. And now Maria Boyer under pressure as well from the inside line from the 16. That's Luke Browning up into fourth.
Yep, Luke Browning up into fourth. That's what I was about to mention. Yes, but it is Sebastian Montoya who still leads. There's still battles going on into the final chicane, and 30 cars, 3 wide at the back of the field. Top 5 at the moment: Montoya, Bernard, Colapinto, Browning, and Mini all of a sudden. But we're side by side into turn 1.
Paul Aron Tom getting it through. Mira Boya getting wide, and here comes the championship leader. He's going to try and take the pair of them as well. Paul Aron's got the inside line. Maria Boya's under pressure from Jose Maria Marti. And now as well, where's the move going to go? Right round the outside. Not going to pay off here. Maria Boya holding off Marti as we see Forlaroni passing Mansell as we come down once again the Wellington Straight. DRS activated on lap 2 for the support series in a test for Formula 1 next year. We'll see it also in the sprint races as Maria Boya under pressure round the outside. We now get a battle. This Jose Maria Marti trying to pass the inside line of Leonardo Forlaroni. He's now going to cut to the outside of Luffield. Meantime, further behind, that's Montoya passing Oliver Goethe. And there's again more battles as we see Mansell touching the asphalt as well with the spray up as well from the gravel trap. Martin's on the inside line, and Maria Boya with a brilliant move on the inside of Copse corner. He was literally holding nothing out there since, and it's all chaos as everyone's on different strategies. Already in this race, Edgar's down to 10th.
Yeah, that was incredible from Boya into Copse corner, and he was he was a little bit behind going into the corner. He just let it go there and down the inside, and what an incredible move. As Montoya still is already over a second to Barnard, because Barnard is battling still with Colapinto. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. I guess that's around the S section there.
Yeah, that's down at Maggots and Beckett. Yeah, so what's happened there then that we've had to bring out the yellow flags? Who hasn't gone through the timing towers? And that's what we need to find out as they come across the starting line. If anyone suddenly drops down out of position. Alessandro Garcia isn't on the timing page. He's still in sector 2. We'll see who's going to cross over as we see the number 20, a green flag now, so whoever it was has gone away. I think it's Gregoire Saucy and Alexandra Garcia as under pressure as we see Maria Boya now holding off the battle on the inside line and really giving it a shove to the 3 of Zach O'Sullivan as well. This is over the battle. This Hugh Bartage ahead. Maria Boya now up into 14th position. And now there goes on the inside Johnny Edgar getting through. So the MP's in a battle now with O'Sullivan and the Prema. They're going to try to go on the outside into Brooklands. And I think we can see, Tom, can't we? Those rain clouds coming back into the circuit as Boya locks up. Edgar locks up now.
I don't think so. Actually, I think we're going to stay dry here for the time being, at least, particularly with how difficult it is for this track to actually get wet. I think we're going to be in dry conditions for the foreseeable future in this race. There's a move down the inside. Dear me, they love sticking a nose in. Copse, Christian Horner says every racing driver knows not to stick your nose down the inside at Copse, but hasn't seemed to have got the memo through to Formula 3.
They are literally everywhere since, aren't they? They are diving left and right, but Montoya's got a lead of 0.9 of a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great race so far. A lot of battles. Everybody keeping it clean though, and clearly the slicks are the better choice for now because Saucy is nowhere to be seen. Who started on the west, of course. Let's take a look at the start, and a very good start from Montoya, and it was Colapinto who's still in 4th here, who was gonna take 2nd place at least for a little bit. Heading towards there, some people going off into turn 1, just taking it safe there. We're trying to avoid an incident. Here we can see Colapinto going around the outside then of Edgar, who's already dropped down to 4th, and then he's also on the inside of Barnard. So an incredible start from him as we look on board with O'Sullivan, who made up 2 positions at the start.
Diving bum on the inside line, Tom. It was nicely done. He was sort of braving it out, and he was the first one to go off the track with a snap of oversteer.
That can happen when your tyres aren't up to temperature and you've got a little bit of dampness on the circuit. Just gets sent off, and there's not really much he could have done about it. He had to back out of it, had to go off onto the escape road. Really was a passenger at that point. Looking at Maria Marti on the onboard as they go through Luffield and down to Copse. He's got a 2 wide moment ahead of him.
Oh!
And I think one just went out. Oh dear, there was the spinner.
Tommy Smith getting tagged by Gregoire Saucy. And there's another one off as well. That is the 13 of Roberto Ferra. So Ferra, Garcia, Saucy and Smith all involved in that little kerfuffle at Chapel.
O'Sullivan in more trouble.
Yeah, I feel like Saucy may have held everyone up there, so they came into contact with each other because Saucy was already dropped down to the back on those slicks, on those wet tires, sorry, and some more contact going through the final corner with Philip Gomez.
Oh, he's
And
forced off
there's
too
more
slow.
contact, both going off then.
Yeah. No, who did he force off there? That is Mackenzie Cresswell, who is further up than where Villa Gomez is. Okay. Race control. Incident involving car 30. Farah has been noted for incorrect starting location. Now, considering that...
So, out front.
It's beginning to rain again. It's beginning to rain again.
Well, just as
Oh, okay, nice one. It's beginning to rain again. So they're all on dry tyres and now we're in for another shower. But that's interesting as it's only 32 grid slots at this circuit. How on earth did you go into the wrong one? So it must have been like it's too far forward or too far back for an incorrect starting location.
Yeah, too much to the left, too much to the right. They've changed the grid slots, of course. They've made it a little bit bigger, as we see.
Oh my.
It's raining right now, so the question is how much is going to rain? Is it going to be too much and that the drivers are going to have to switch over to the slicks? Maybe Gregory Saucy could be the one winning out here because he's still on those wet tires.
I've just had a look as well. Jess said that she's got her coat on as well, all wrapped. She's in a sheltered grandstand on the Hamilton Straight. As they swing back through. Montoya leading from Barnard, Colapinto, Browning, Mini, Bortoletto are on, Marti, Follow-Only, Mansell in the top 10, but without weather incoming, they're all on dry tyres. No one is changed over from the slicks as far as we can tell. Saucy might have done, but he's still running okay. We haven't seen him, well, Gregor Saucy's standing 30th, so I believe you're right, Synth, that Saucy's on the wet tyres. His last lap was a 2:04, but by the time the rain comes, he's going to destroy them, as we see Gabriel Bortoletto swinging around the outside line into Stowe. Very hard maneuver trying to get out, and there's the hit of rain on the start-finish straight coming towards Vale.
Yeah, not too much for now, so it's still okay for the slicks, and yeah, Saucy's going to lose him more and more time, and maybe even getting towards the free pit stops for the rest. But while pit stop in Formula 3 takes a little bit longer in Formula 1, of course, so you really want to try and avoid that. So they're going to hope the rain is going to stay away. At least it's already raining, but it's not raining too hard for now. So race control, Villa Gomez and Crashford, I think it is, noticed for causing a collision. Crashwell.
Track is wet. FIA have declared the track wet according to my timing monitors, and I've got them on 2 different pages. So that could be interesting. If they've declared it wet, that means there's a free tyre choice. But DRS is still open, Tom. So they can't have really declared it wet because they shut the DRS down, don't they?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you kill the racing in Formula 3 if you kill the DRS off, because Formula 3 is basically a big DRS train for the entire time. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. I don't think that we're going to get to a point where it's wet enough for them to have to pit. Looking on board with Leandro Fornaroli as he was being overtaken. Is this down into Stowe Corner? Or is it down into Brooklands? I can't quite tell.
I think that was Stowe.
Into Stowe, yeah. And, well, still, Seb Montoya, who leads the way. He's going along nicely, isn't he? Taylor Barnard sitting in second. And there's going to be a review.
No further.
No further investigation, sorry, involving car 30.
Yeah, it says review, doesn't it? No further action. So that was quite confusing. They just used to put no further action. Gabriel Bortoletto trying to swing around the outside now of Gabriel Mini. So it's two side-by-sides coming through Stowe. Mini goes a bit to the outside, goes defensive. Brilliant lunge for Bortoletto to go switchback. Oh, and Mini locks up. Bortoletto also nearly tries it. He's going to send it round the outside into Club Corner. Fantastic manoeuvre. And Paul Aron is getting involved in this little battle now over 5th position as they go down the start-finish straight once more. Well, that's a lot of great fun and a lot of great action.
That's a great move then. Very great move. Round the outside. So close to contact, really taking a lot of risk at the part. I think it's getting a little bit wetter than the other parts. It's going to be a lot around sector 3. We saw that Stowe lap before on board, so you could see they were struggling on under braking there, where Mini went a little bit wide. But that's an incredible move then around the outside.
You might notice that the grandstands aren't completely full yet as well. That's because there are people queuing, literally thousands of people queuing to get into the circuit, but they are not letting them in because they're doing searches. I mean, that's brilliant. Brilliant to do searches, stopping all the protesters from getting onto the circuit, but bad that the everyday fan can't get into the circuit on time. So that's what it's come to. I'm sure that's going to make them love Just Stop Oil more.
Oh,
It's raining.
Well, that's part of England, I'm afraid. 2023.
I think I saw a bit of. Sorry, I thought I saw a bit of Aaron's car breaking off there. Debris falling off around Cops.
We'll keep an eye on that one. You could explain why he's dropped a couple of tenths actually in this lap time. And yeah, you're right as well, Tommy. It is kind of England in this day and age, isn't it? Because in the past 3 weeks or so, Just Stop Oil have gone in every major UK sporting event. This is the biggest, and everyone is slightly alarmed of what we could see tomorrow in the Grand Prix.
It's not the biggest, is it?
Say again?
It's not the biggest.
Well, yeah, the British Grand Prix. It's the biggest on the UK sporting calendar.
I would disagree with that.
What, Wimbledon, cricket?
I would say the Ashes is the biggest UK sporting event of the year itself. But
Alright,
maybe
but
that's
this is the British
any
Grand
normal
Prix.
year.
It's raining. The rain up by a lot. Curves are wet.
It's raining! It's raining harder! Look at that! Look at that! Montoya's just said it's raining harder! And it is! It's really raining now!
And there's a time penalty for Ida Cohen.
10 seconds, and this is Roberto Ferrer. Oh, and look how hard it's raining!
Whoa.
He's sliding, that's a club! And he's off the track! It's
What
thrown!
a save!
Jess has just said it's just opened up! Oh, that was 10
Ooh,
minutes.
this could be very good
that
for
was before.
Saucy.
That was ages ago. That's fine. That was ages ago when she said it was raining.
Oh.
That was ages ago. But it is raining now. My phone is not getting messages I put in the comments box.
DRS has been disabled. There's still no spray, but that gives the drivers a little bit of respite. And perhaps it's time to start.
Oh, look at this.
Oh
I'm
my
seeing
word!
if we get
Safety car!
heavy rain.
Safety car! Safety car! Safety car!
Safety car has been deployed.
Drive clean, keep it on track. It should pass in about 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, because they're on the dries, Race Control have thrown the safety car immediately. It's really raining heavily now down at Cops Corner, and they're going through there, the fastest part of the track, and understandably so, they've thrown the safety car before there's anything. There is Gregoire Saucy, who is going to stay on the lead lap, but has lost all his advantage by pitting and has spent 8 laps on wet tyres, but he didn't need to. Safety car's out, though.
And,
And this is Saucy, who's going to take the lead and possibly. I mean, maybe because of the safety car, he's going to fall back. I think he's going to be the only one who's going to stay out.
Oh, no,
they won't
Mansell.
pit because it's only 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, that negates putting the safety car out then. That was a rash call from the Race Control, I think.
I mean, it was too wet. I don't know why they're staying out.
That to me is a rash call, as Dino Bogdanovic is in. He's made his way up from 30th to 17th, and Nikita Bedrin. I would say that is a very rash call from the FIA to throw the safety car. I think they reacted to the weather conditions, but it's dry.
Rightfully so. It's just very wet through Bankers and Beckett, and after Belgium, I don't think they're gonna take any more risk in the rain.
Ah, good point.
But I think that's silly because these are different situations, and this is sort of what I was scared was going to happen after Belgium. The fact that there's more caution when there needn't be. And I think this might be a case of, with 4 minutes out, we're into, one part of the track is wet enough for wet tyres. I mean, I think it's rash from the FIA. I think it is.
I was surprised when I saw it come out. I thought, because our timing screen's on a little bit ahead, like 2-3 seconds ahead. I thought, is there a massive accident at Cops, and that's why there's a safety car. But it just came out instantly. As soon as we hit that part of the track, safety car.
Let's remember that Spa was a very extreme circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Partly the absolute monsoon. This isn't that bad.
No, there's not too much spray. That was the point, of course, in Belgium. So, but still, this is the second attempt that the FIA to really try to get these guys on the wets, and they're just again ignoring the opportunities. But there are quite some on the wets still. It's confusing, but I think look how wet it is. You can't go through Cops now. That's going to cause an incident. This is Tommy Smith as well. Look how wet it is around this part of the track. And I think it was Saucy. He's going to really win out to this part of the track, and he could really win this race. Look at this. No, this is to the very fast corners as well. Not just little slow corners, he started to this very fast cops, Megas Beckers and Chapel.
Now I would say it's safety car. They're throwing it a lap early to be cautious, but nobody took the option to come in for tyres, apart from Bogdanovic, too slow, Bedrin, Flörsch, Gray and Fasa. So...
Surely they're going to pit now,
they've
right?
got to. If not, Race Control might stop the race. Well, halfway.
Nah,
no,
they're
Browning.
staying.
Oh, hello, Browning's in. No?
And the rain is meant to be stopping any minute now.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I mean, why would they pit if the rain they know is going to stop?
Browning.
It would be senseless. I mean, the difficulty will be that when the safety car comes in, which it can't do now with the teams on slick tyres, which is why throwing a safety car in such a rash way is so silly. Luke Browning is in the pits, by the way, out of third. That is interesting. It will be how quickly that dries up.
Yeah, Field
I
now.
don't think it's going to dry out that quickly if you looked at how much there was.
I think it will. We've got 30 cars.
I don't know. It's just if they can keep the temperature in the tyres. It's raining now in sectors 2 and 3. So sector 1 is dry, so they're going to get the tyres up temperature there. But it is beginning to rain heavier. I can see it.
I think Saucy may win this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. If his tyres... Oh, no! Get that tyre back! The tyre nearly ended up in the fast lane, and we got an unsafe release in the pit lane as well. 2 unsafe releases. So I think that's going to be Goleth, or Ollie Goethe, just in the path there of Jose Maria Marti.
I think it was fine, just about.
Josh T, coming to you. We've got the weather forecast. No Jessie's trackside, but she switched her phone off for a second. What did you say earlier on about the weather? It was going to get harder between practice 3 and qualifying, or between now and practice 3?
12 to 12:30.
So just before practice 3. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, my word. He's just getting... There's a lot of spray now on slick tyres. Let's have a look at Gregoire Saucy. He's been on his wet tyres for 8 laps, remember? And I don't know, Tom. Those tyres might just be a little bit dead after that long.
Yes, his race is probably over, and it was a gamble that didn't work, especially now the safety car has allowed loads of people ahead of him to come in for wet tyres.
Yeah.
He stays in last position throughout it all.
Yeah, he has. Gamble hasn't worked for Gregoire Saucy, and that's big for his championship challenges. He was already down the order. Where was he, Gregoire Saucy? 8th.
Has he made a pit stop?
No.
Who is the leader now on the wets? It's Bogdanovic, isn't it?
Yes, but is that him saying he's up to 13th position? My timing screen is showing Gregoire Saucy in 30th. Now the TV picture is showing him in 13th.
29. I'm not sure.
Who's in 13th? Browning.
It's showing on my screen as Browning.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Also not correct. It's
not.
Caio Collet.
Yes, it is. It is Calculate. So, here we go. Now they're changing. They're coming over the start line, and now they're changing again. So Luke Browning is 13th. There we go. So timing screens have corrected themselves.
How long is the safety going to stay out?
This is my question. I mean, what is this about? I mean...
This is Jose Maria Marti under safety car conditions, and he's behind Ollie Goethe.
No.
Oh, go through,
Not
Ollie.
allowed to overtake.
Yeah. I think Ollie's backed off mid-corner, and Jose Maria Marti's going, well, we've got to stage the Delta. You've got to stage the safety... Look, go! You've got to go to safety car Delta, go! Yeah, look, faster, he's indicating. And it is now probably... I think because of the rain, this might be it for the safety car.
But they shouldn't. The drivers have chosen to stay out on slicks themselves.
Look, it's dry
It's really
here.
not...
Look. The first sector, dry. Then we get to Cops, wet.
Yeah, but not too wet for wets, and they've chosen to stay out on slicks themselves, so I think we should just go in this lap.
Mini.
No more rain now. No more rain until the end of the race. Nobody. I think we made the right call, mate.
Yeah, look, it's sunny again. It's stopped now at Cobbs and it's bright sunshine.
And the only way it dries...
Why are they waiting for that then? That's not fair.
How can we how can we expect drivers to learn how to drive in the wet if a little bit of rain and we go into our shell?
This is a massive overreaction now.
Josh.
Yes, Josh T, go on.
Just by the way, the rain cloud which is over Bedford and Milton Keynes does have some thunder in it and lightning strikes.
Oh. Okay. How far away is that from the circuit? About 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've got 17 left in this race. And then I think we've got the Porsche Super Cup qualifying after this as well. So that could be energetic.
Those cars would be fun in the rain.
Yeah. Love to see those. Love to cover more, but Sky to do it. Yeah, there's that cloud. Just see it in the distance.
Why are we going out for another lap then? I don't understand.
No one's lapped.
But the people who've just pitted, it's been really... Yeah. They're really done because of the safety car now. That's really not fair, actually.
Come on, guys. This isn't NASCAR. This is FIA Formula 3.
Yeah, we can go racing here. I'm really surprised about this. Really surprised.
And I hope this isn't a knee-jerk reaction to the obviously very tragic thing that happened in Spa a couple of weeks ago. Because it just seems like this...
It's not the same.
I just hope that it hasn't caused us to be too cautious when they're two very different situations.
I bet, when we're watching now the safety car driver Bert Marlander, I bet he's thinking, why am I here? Why am I out here? What am I doing?
He's enjoying it, actually.
Hard to tell with these facial expressions.
The safety car, probably not for Formula 3 actually, but for Formula 1, he does actually have to be driving that car at race pace.
Yeah, he's got to properly push it for the... Which I always find weird. The safety car is going flat out. Completely.
It's a testament that he's never stacked it.
That's what I was just thinking, actually. I don't think he's never done it, has he? We had this one instance in a racing series once where we had a safety car bus. That was bizarre. A couple of, about 20 odd years ago now? Maybe more, 25 years ago. Safety car in this lap.
Ending, finally.
Go on, Tom. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I know... Sorry, Sith, when I was at Donington, and they do it in Fuji for WEC as well, they have a track safari. So in WEC, it's a double-decker bus that goes out during free practice 1, and the cars go around it at full speed. Whereas at Donington and for British GT, it's just the cars go out for installation laps, and the bus is there.
I personally love that idea of the safari. I would love to be on one for Formula 1. I really would. It's a great idea to put the bus out there and the drivers give you a proper zoom by. As they come through, safety cars in this lap, so the track is damp in areas. Some drivers have switched over to wet, some have stayed on slicks. We are about to find out what we've got. Sebastian Montoya is on dry tyres. He's led this race throughout. Behind him, Taylor Barnard, Franco Colapinto, the championship leader, Gabriel Bortoletto. As we come into Vale, we're going to head to the green flag. And there's Beganovic. Look, those are the wet tyres. Already want to go for it. Race on again here at Silverstone. And look at Barnard. Already on the back of Sebastian Montoya on the run down towards turn number 1. Right, watch out for those on the wets. It starts at Beganovic. He's... Oh, no!
Oh,
They've
no!
all slipped off! They've all slipped off! Montoya with a huge ankle plane! He's kept it, though! No one goes to the side, but Colapinto takes the lead! They've all got too much speed into turn 1, and Montoya just about saves it! Brilliant stuff, but my
He's been
goodness! Yeah, he's been hit!
It wasn't aquaplaning. He's been hit by Barnard.
No, I
That's
think
incredible.
he lost it. Oh no! Beganovic getting in sideways as well on the wet tyres. Everyone on wets, on dries now just completely... Well, how is this now not more dangerous than being under the safety car?
They're chosen it for themselves to stay out of slicks. It's really their own fault now. They've got a big opportunity to switch over to the wet tyres, and they haven't done it. Race control.
28 under investigation. So that is going to be Alessandro Garcia. As we've now got cars side by side, someone dries, someone wet's going towards Copse Corner. Want to talk about dangerous situation? This is it right now. Lot of spray.
They're going side by side.
Look at that, we've got those on wets going full speed. Those on dries have lifted through cops. How is this not more dangerous? And I'm convinced Montoya had an aquaplane moment. I'm convinced about it. I don't think he got touched. I think
he got tagged.
We'll take a look at it. Oh, there's cars every 3 wide. Got a yellow flag now in the middle part of the track. Not sure why. Barters, yeah, Montoya's down. Montoya's down again. Montoya's out. Oh, that's Barnard. Barnard spun. Barnard spun coming through Chapel. Taylor Barnard has taken a spin coming through Chapel. And half the track is dry. Half the track's wet. Half the drivers on wet tyres and dries. So now it's Bortoletto in second position. And there goes Dino Beganovic up into 6th, passing Carl Collette for 4th. He takes it for 4th. And Mansell in there too. Mansell in 3rd. Paula White, Beganovic coming in. This is chaotic with 5 laps to go. We haven't seen the replay yet, but I want to see it.
Yeah, Aaron in 4th now. What a beautiful race this is. These difficult track conditions make out for an incredible race. And this is so much fun. Look at this, sliding through the corner. Slicks versus wets. It's really clear to see who is winning out at this point. Oh, watch out, sliding off into contact.
Beganovic now, he's on the dry tyres and he's been pushed off. Marty in a battle with Gabriel Mini, who gets slid off the track as well. Coming through on the inside is Nicola Tusolo. Tusolo takes it, Browning back up there. It's just chaos. This is just, it's an accident waiting to happen. As we see Mini round the outside now, trying to have a go on Luke Browning as we've got yellow flags in sector 1. There's someone behind Villa Gomez. There's Mini. Oh, he's on the brave on those dry tyres. He's going to keep it through Luffield.
Here from Barnard.
Rear left puncture on my screen. Rear left puncture on my screen.
Yeah, probably. I think there really was contact between him and Montoya, but we're gonna have to see a replay of it. Side by side, yeah, Mini's gonna watch out of this section. It's gonna be way too wet. There's still a bit of a spray. Yeah, I don't understand why they haven't switched over to the wets. It's really their own fault. As we are on level 14 now, so we're nearing the end, but there's still quite a long way to go.
Well, they haven't switched over to the wets because half the track is dry. But my question is, why is he telling the driver that he's got a puncture?
Yeah. Puncture on my screen doesn't necessarily translate to puncture on anybody else's screen, does it? So that's an alarming rate, as briefly a red flag was notified on one of my timing screens. That has since disappeared. Stewards have said Antonio Garcia will be investigated after the race for a safety car infringement. We're on board with Zach O'Sullivan. He's on wet tyre compounds in 14th place, and he's attacking those on dries, beginning with Forlaroli.
I'm sure Barnard misjudged his braking point and went into Montoya at turn 1.
Yeah, I think so too. There really was some contact. As we see some more side by side, Browning trying to go around the outside of turn 1. That's not going to work. Yeah, Mini is on those slicks, and he's really struggling out there now.
So he contacted them, he did hit. We haven't seen a replay, which is really annoying me. Hopefully we can see one post-race.
Too much going on for a replay.
Yeah, there's a speck of dust, of blue smoke actually, so that's not a lock-up. As that is up the hit. Time is quick, you just don't even use it. Barter passing, let's hear from Montoya.
The wet seems to start to struggle already. Copy, no more radio, please.
No more radio, please, after being told the wets are starting to struggle already. I don't think that's true. It's the dries that are starting to struggle.
Contact.
Off goes Forlaroli. Been pushed off by Nicola Tusolo. And this race is just changing every second. And that is Montoya with Zach O'Sullivan and Ollie Goethe going through on the inside lines. Remember, the wets are starting to struggle. Montoya back to 13th.
Yeah, and now going through the section where the wets will be quicker. But it's quickly drying up, I think, as we see another pit stop. Barnard, of course, with that puncture, switching over to new slicks. So he thinks the slicks are still quicker at this point.
I don't think there was a puncture. I think that's a screen error, personally, because he got it round in pretty good time, 1:48.
Maybe some damage because of the contact.
What's happened here? Gray and Frederick noted for overtaking behind the safety car as Gabriel Mini to the inside of Dino Beganovic. So he's on dry tyres, Beganovic on wet. So yeah, track's starting to dry up. Those on wets aren't going to work, but the rain is coming back to this circuit. So it's going to change again. Investigators after the race for overtaking. Barter passes Jose Maria Marti, as you see. And then we get Browning, and I think Forlaroli has passed Browning on the timing screen. Oh, and it's all changing as that's going to be the battle now. As too slow in the battle. There goes Mini on the dry tyres, getting ahead of Paul Aron. So I think, Tom, everyone on the wet is now slower than those on the dries. Let's therefore Paul Aron, then back to you.
Find wet patches, Paul. Find wet patches and push where it's wet. Push where it's wet.
Yeah, find wet patches and push when it's wet. So look, they're drying out. It was the wrong choice.
It was the wrong choice. So, don't want to say told you so, but I did. I mean...
It wasn't without the safety car, to be honest.
On the inside goes Montoya, I think that was. Perhaps it was one of the Trident cars, actually. Excuse me, it was on Marnie, I think. But
oh, on the grass.
Yep, who was that?
It said Browning, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
it pushed onto the grass there. But yeah, I think it wouldn't have been a wrong call if it wasn't for the safety car sitting out that long, really, to be honest. Because it was too wet then. Aaron and Fornaroli pedaling.
Yeah, they've switched over once again then. And now Aron's going to try and come back on the inside line, but he's just trying to find wet patches to cool the tyres down. Montoya, he got the wet patch, he's going to slide off the track, and back on the inside goes Marty on the wet tyres. Montoya tried to get, and off the track there, and kicking up some debris further behind as well. That is going to, I'm trying to find out, the timer screen is Ida Cohen. Oh, it's Ida Cohen.
Oh, it's Cohen. Okay, yeah. And Montoya, look at the exit Montoya's going to get there. He's got so much more grip around that part. That's Trent Chapel, and he's going to try and take both Premas here.
A big slide from Paul Aron as well, coming through Chapel. Beganovic had to back out of it. Aron is only losing time, and through goes Montoya, back into 8th place. And look at that, Beganovic on the inside of Paul Aron, the two teammates and championship rivals battling now. Wow, this is ludicrous racing.
And again, on the inside.
Real challenge in between the wet. We're about to head on
to
2 laps to go, are we? There's contact between the two teammates. It's back down the inside. There's good any tears. Johnny Edgar's into the pits.
And now we've got Cohen, Ida Cohen coming back on the inside. He's already passed Jose Maria Marti. He goes past Beganovic. Can he take Paul Aron? By the time we get down to Village, he's going to look to the inside line. Marti goes to the inside line. And there, at the inside, goes Ida Cohen. So 4 places in 2 corners. Those on the wets really starting to struggle now. 2 to go though.
How does Aaron not have a puncture there? I thought really he was going to get a puncture after that contact with his teammate, but he's really struggling anyways because he's under pressure now by Jose Maria Marti.
Now the inside line, Marty trying to get, well actually, hang on a minute, this is for 10th position. This is the last points paying position in a sprint race. So can he take it through the inside line? Yes, he can at Luffield. He does the old switcheroo. Going to go side by side. Paul Aron gets the exit speed. Shuts the door. You have to find a different way through there, I'm afraid. But Marty's got so much more speed. He pulls to the outside line. Gets on the wet tyres coming through Cobb's corner. Aron, though, keeps ahead. Well, this race just keeps on giving. Edgar's pitted. Sophia Flush up to 18th place now.
Marty is still trying to go here as they go into the slightly wet Magus and Beckett's now, as most of the cars have dried out the circuit. Turn 4 incident involving cars 12 and 27 noted, causing a collision.
No.
Here goes Marty.
I thought that was going to be a huge contact then because the camera stopped working because he got hit by stones. But Marty to the inside after we see Paul Aron hit the gravel dirt coming through Chapel. Marty's going to go on the inside line. Paul Aron's going to hold him around the outside of Stowe. That'll be a brave move. They're drifting out together. Marty just lets out. Brilliantly held from Paul Aron. And Jose Maria Marti will have to find another way through. He'll get the switch back coming through Vale in towards Club. Now on the exit, full power, and this is the battle for 3rd position as Kyle Khaled trying to go right round the outside of Christian Mansell. And it's not working out. Khaled's going to push, Mansell shuts the door. It's going to be Franco Colapinto, though, who is going to take a race victory for the first time this year. As we see Mansell go towards the pit wall, Kyle Khaled's going to try and send him around the outside at Stowe. Sorry, Cobb's corner, never going to work. Stowe would be the last opportunity. As they come back through Maggett and Beckett's, maybe not. No, shuts the door. Great racing, this. Sullivan.
Yeah, this is some very good racing under very difficult conditions. Can he try again to Stowe? But here is Colapinto already heading towards Stowe.
Gabriel Bortoleto is going to pick up a lot of points after being out of position after qualifying and worried that his championship lead might start to evaporate. 111 for Bortoleto, Marty on 75. Marty isn't even going to score points in this one. He's going to pick up a whole bag of 8, but the perfect 10 for number 10, Franco Colapinto, expertly wins the British Grand Prix sprint race of Formula 3. Bortoleto is second, Mansell third, just ahead of Kyle Collette in fourth. Mini will be 5th, Barta 6th, but this is Marty fighting for that last point. It's a crucial point in the championship as well. He's sliding coming out of Chapel, down the hanger straight. Can he find a way through? On Paul Aron, he's going to have his last opportunity here at Stowe. Aron goes left, goes right. Marty sends it down the inside line, and he's going to try and take it at Stowe. Aron goes late on the brakes, takes around the outside, but goes too wide. Marty slips through. Marty gets 10th place. That's a crucial point. Garcia, with the time penalty, has dropped back. Paul Aron's going to be looking to hold off for 11th. That's through around the outside line. That's going to take it for Browning. Is Browning going to go through on the inside line in the last corner? It's wheel to wheel on the line. And Marty gets the last point ahead of Garcia. Wow!
Where did Garcia come from? Out of nowhere, nearly taking 2 positions in one corner.
That was
He's
crucial. Crucial for the championship. That Marty got a point here today after Bortoleto didn't.
Very special win.
Good job, really good job. Bravo. Wow, Franco, this was a race. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff.
I still think the races from the people who started pitted to the wets has been ruined by the safety car. Stayed out way
Yes.
too long.
I think Tommy, you agree that safety car was out too long and maybe wasn't even necessary in some instances.
Well, I think it was totally necessary for the whole thing myself, but yeah, maybe that's just me, Bortoleto.
Bravo. Well done, mate. Mega race. You're redeemed from qualifying. Very well done. Was very funny.
Well, so that's going to have to do that tomorrow, though. That's another thing as well. Take into it. So then, Tom, what did you make of it all then? Was it a better result? I don't know.
You're asking me? Sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it was a very good race. I think the safety car should definitely stay out. I think the safety car was right to call, but as soon as they noticed no one was pitting, they should just stay done in this lap, because then it was up to the drivers themselves, and they kept it out for way longer. His Mansell.
Great job. That's all he says on the radio. Fantastic opening race of the day then. Right, Trackside Live coming up slightly later than planned and for slightly shorter as well, which is slightly annoying. But that's only going to be some updates from Jess and a little talk podcast as well with myself.
This
Josh,
is the replay.
Yes. Right. Okay. So look now. There was a touch. You're right. Yeah. Barnard hit the back of Montoya and so on. You got it spot on. Happened too quick for my eyes to see first time around.
Yeah, it was very close, and it was wet, so it could have happened. But it was very unfortunate, and for Montoya, who couldn't do anything about it. And I think, yeah, this could be a very much a penalty for Barnard.
I think his 30th. They might dock his position for tomorrow. I don't know. Give him a good penalty. Almost certainly. Franco Colapinto, though, is the race winner. So, what is it now? An hour until the next practice session?
11 o'clock?
11:15, I think. Yeah, 11:30 is his next session. Yeah.
It's an hour and 15.
So we'll go on air at around about 11:30. Be on there for around about 15-20 minutes, and get set, ready for everything. Can hear from Jess. We'll try and get Jess on a phone call actually to give us some updates from trackside. There's Franco Colapinto doing amazingly well. Utterly brilliant in that one. There's the podium. I can already see some dignitaries standing on it to give out some trophies. One of them, I believe, is our FIA president. From this distance, I can't quite tell. What a controversial chap. Carl Colette just walking behind the scenes. Here's Franco Colapinto taking his helmet off. Thumbs up. Brilliant race. Brilliant race. Not going to hear from the top three? No. Okay, let's wrap up. Josh T, what did you make of that race down in the pits?
Well, that was interesting. Half of the track wet, half of the track dry. Was that safety car needed? I'm not going to get into it. But good to see an MP Motorsport car winning.
Indeed. That's brilliant. As they come through. Great honour as well. I hope they dedicate that to Delano. I think they will. Manson in third for Campos Racing. Omi, what about you? What did you make of the race down in the pits?
A really great race. Really did enjoy it, and as we did say after qualifying, would be really good to see MP Motorsport win, and that's exactly what we got. So really happy with that, and yeah, it was a really action-packed race, chaos all throughout, and I really enjoyed it.
And it really was a stunning race. Tears. That's brilliant. That's all everyone from MP as well. Very emotional with that race victory. I hope we get to hear from the top three, I really do. Gotta go that way to the podium. Those stairs to the left.
Is there a new podium this year?
Yes. I think it's a permanent one, and then Formula One just take it over.
He was asking for help with his glove there. His engineer shook his hand. And then he played it off. Well.
Big hand celebration. Of course, Williams for Franco Colapinto.
And to answer your question, yes, that is a permanent podium that they use there.
Yep. Franco Colapinto. We're going to hear the Argentine national anthem. Out there, brilliant to see MP Motorsports taking a win a week after the death of Delano in Spa. My word, does he look like Ayrton Senna from that at a young age, does Franco Colapinto. Here's your race result then. Franco Colapinto wins for MP Motorsport. Gabriel Bortoleto is second. Christian Mansell in third position as well, so at least we still get a Brit on the podium at the British Grand Prix. That's always something. Fourth for Carl Colette. Fifth, Gabriel Mini. Sixth, Ricky Barta. Seventh, Leonardo Forarelli. 8th, Sebastian Montoya. 9th, Ida Cohen. And 10th for Jose Maria Marti. 11th for Alessandro Garcia. Paul Aron is 12th. Gina Boganovic 13th. Luke Browning 14th. 15th, Nicola Tislo. 16th, Sacco Sullivan. 17th, Ollie Goethe. 18th, Nikita Pedrin. 19th, Sophia Flörsch. Rafael Villagomez 21st, Maria Boyer. 22nd for Ollie Gray. And then we get down the order. 23rd, Gregoire Saucy. 24th, Kaelin Frederick. Mackenzie Cresswell 25th, beating Maxwell Esterson as well in 26th. Roberto Ferreira 27th. Tommy Smith 28th. Johnny Edgar 29th. Taylor Barnard finishing in 30th place as well after running in second. We're going to hear then from the top three in this race as well. Get all things. Just a reminder, we probably won't see the F2 podium thanks to Sky going off for their pre-qualifying show, which is always a lot of fun. At least that won't happen tomorrow. But we'll be live following this show with the Trackside Live. We'll get some updates from Jess. We'll also hear from her live, hopefully over a phone call from Trackside. And don't forget, at JB Motorsports YT on Twitter to get all the information. Onto the podium then. Third place for Christian Mansell. Second place, Gabriel Bortoleto. But Franco Colapinto takes the race win here at Silverstone. His first win of the season. A fantastic achievement here at Silverstone. He'll jump up the championship order now as well. Matches Marty on points, and it rockets him up into around about second and third. So we'll hear then in his honor the national anthem of Argentina. Fantastic. Crush the lyrics. Well done to Franco Colapinto there. He gets the winner's trophy here for FIA Formula 3 at Silverstone. Yeah, grab hold of it. Grab hold of it. Don't actually, drop it on the dignitary's head or anything. That's not the best idea in the world. Second place trophy to the constructors now, of course, to MP. This one's going to mean a lot. MP win. Is that dignitary just like trying to photobomb everything? That's a bit poor. You give the trophy, you walk away. You don't hog the photo. Oh no, this one's doing it as well. Who are we letting onto the podium? I don't even know who these people are. I've never seen them before in my life. I know who this gentleman is, of course. But I've just... The other two? No idea. Okay, whatever. Gentlemen, the champagne. Oh, never mind. What a completely milked up podium. What? Yeah. What? No. What? Oh, forget it.
Isn't it no champagne for Denali?
No, there is champagne. That was last weekend. There is champagne this weekend.
Yes, but they're not spraying it, surely, for him.
But they should be. That's the point.
I think it is for him.
But that was last weekend. This weekend there is a contract that you have to spray the champagne. It's part of the contract with Ferrari. The champagne must be sprayed.
Which is respectful.
I know, but are we just going to do that? Are we never going to spray? Yeah, but are we just never going to spray the champagne again then?
It's last week, and the team won.
Yeah, and then a week later, after Jules Bianchi's crash in Russia, they still sprayed the champagne.
That's a different scenario.
The next day, after Anton Hubert died, the champagne was sprayed on the podium.
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, it definitely wasn't. Because I remember watching that race.
Oh, well, the next race then. But still, that's... Okay, that's a bit... Yeah. What a completely mucked up podium that was. If there was no champagne, we wouldn't have heard Carmen. That's the thing. They're not following... Oh, never mind. I'm done with that. That's a completely mucked up podium. Okay, my thanks to Synthon, my thanks to Tom, my thanks to Amy and Josh in the pits. We'll be back shortly for Trackside Live. See you later.